Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for dialing in today. My name is Jack Turner. I'm the product manager here at Docyt, and today we're going to be previewing our new feature that's a dashboard providing you real-time financial metrics so that you can make fast-acting business decisions in your day-to-day. But before we get started, I want to touch a little bit on some housekeeping items. Quickly, we will be recording this and we'll also be emailing that recording out to all registrants after the session. Along the way, you'll see the Q&A there at the top where you can ask questions. So feel free, if any questions come up, anything you think of, submit those there. We will have an audience poll later on after the live demonstration so that we can just have a little bit understanding of how this is applying to you in your day-to-day. And then at the very end, we will take some of those Q&A. We'll be answering them there in a live session. And anything we don't get to, me and my team and John will be reaching out and making sure we get those questions answered. But moving on, just a quick introduction. So like I said, I'm Jack Turner. I'm a product manager here. I'm over the accounts payable, the vendors modules, as well as the metrics and KPIs here for your business, which we'll be talking about. I'm also here with John, our sales manager here at Docyt, and he's going to be doing a little bit of an introduction on Docyt, how we got started, and where we're going. But before I pass it over to him, I want to do a quick agenda just so everybody knows exactly what's going on. So moving in, we'll do Docyt's mission, where we're going, and what we're trying to achieve here at Docyt. We'll talk about our real-time financial reporting and how that applies to your day-to-day. We'll do a live demonstration about how to use the new dashboard, how to get the most out of it, and how to apply it effectively to your business. We'll do the audience poll like we mentioned, and then hop into the Q&A, and then John will close us out, and we'll be done for the day. So I'm going to pass it over to John to just give a brief introduction on Docyt, what we're doing here, and where we're going.
Great. Thanks, Jack. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thrilled to welcome everyone here to the webinar. Super excited to have everyone as we get ready for a live deep dive into the real-time finance dashboards. Just a quick self-intro. Once again, I'm John. I'm one of the sales managers here at Docyt. I was the first sales hire here on the team almost 4 years back and have had the pleasure of watching us grow from a very small handful of users to over 1,000 customers in just a few years' time. Also an honor to reintroduce Jack Turner, our product manager who you just met. He's a man who eats, breathes, and sleeps innovation, and he's the one who's really spearheading the execution of our founder's vision to empower you, the business owners, with real-time financial insights within Docyt. So I'll start by taking you on a quick overview of Docyt, what we do here as a whole, and some of the topics. So Docyt was founded in 2015 by our two co-founders, Sid and Sugam, with a vision to use artificial intelligence to revolutionize the back office for accountants and business owners. Since then, we've been able to raise over $11 million from backers like Lobby Capital. They're known for investments in prominent companies like Bill.com. And that really speaks to the fact that big players in the industry are recognizing what we're doing, some of the innovations that are taking place here at Docyt, also sharing in our vision and are wanting to be a part of it. As I mentioned before, we do work with over 800 hotels across 30 major brands, as well as about an additional 300 non-hospitality businesses, including a handful of well-known accounting firms who are actually using Docyt for all of their automation when they service their clients. Here, I wanted to touch briefly on hospitality accounting and kind of describe the way that it's always been and call out some of the big advantages that Docyt brings into the picture. So hotel accounting up to this point has largely been characterized by a lot of manual process where you have a business owner or an accounting team who is themselves manually inputting a hotel's financial data and transactions into an accounting platform. Because they are typically using manual processes to do this, what happens is it usually results in some delays between when transactions happen and when they're actually getting reflected in any reporting. To add on to that, the reporting that they do get is often lacking in the level of insights that they need in order to really have a deep understanding of their business. And that's where Docyt provides some big advantages. And really, this is the AI advantage. So Docyt leverages AI, machine learning, to eliminate all of the manual processes from the back office and eliminate any delays, which brings your accounting into real time and is able to deliver real time reporting. And that brings us to Docyt's mission, which is to be the leader in artificial intelligence for accounting and make AI accessible within the accounting suite in order to provide business owners and their teams with the data and insights they need when they need it that are going to drive their business growth. This diagram here gives a very good depiction of how Docyt accomplishes all of this real-time accounting and real-time reporting. So for real-time reporting, what you really need is real-time accounting. And Docyt starts by capturing all of your financial data directly from the source. So if you look over on the left side, Docyt automates all of the capture of the data, automates the GL coding, and pushes all of these transactions directly to your ledger. So this goes for your bank and credit card transactions, your daily revenues and statistical data from your PMS system, as well as payroll data. Docyt even has the ability to scan your vendor bills and credit card receipts for all of the relevant data there. And all of this takes place without any manual data entry. So this is a zero data entry accounting experience. This all brings your accounting into real time, which means you have up-to-date information being pushed to all of your reporting, all of your dashboards in a real-time fashion. And ultimately, that means real-time insights for you that you can take actions on in order to drive your business growth. And one thing to emphasize here on this slide is that in addition to capturing financial data, Docyt is pulling in and incorporating non-financial metrics as well. So hotel statistics from your PMS system, like rooms sold, occupancy percentages, ADR, RevPAR. From your payroll or time clocking system, it's able to pull in time and attendance data. And all of these are getting incorporated into your reporting to generate industry-specific ratios, industry-specific KPIs, and provide a very, very industry-tailored reporting experience for you and your team. So without any further ado, I'll hand the reins back over to Jack, who's going to take us on a journey through Docyt's real-time finance dashboards.
Thanks, John. So as we hop in to the system, I wanted to kind of touch on what John was touching on there at the end, which is about our real-time financial reports. And what these are coming from is our system here in Docyt. We take all of those accounting actions that come along the way, such as invoices and revenue reconciliation, and even uploading your banking transactions to inform these reports with our AI underneath to make allow you to make quick decisions here utilizing the dashboard. So all of these tiny accounting actions that you do here in our system, those feed into all the data that you're seeing there on the reports, which make up these dashboards that you get to drive value out of. So I think what's really important as we hop in and see this dashboard is how this makes an impact to your day-to-day. And I think that really goes down to two things. One, like we were saying, it's real time. So our AI that's working underneath is helping you to categorize quicker, reconcile your revenue quicker, and even move around and organize those transactions in a better way so that you can get your data faster and inform these dashboards as quick as possible. So historically, a lot of times pulling reports it took a lot of time. There was a lot of historical data and sometimes even required month-end close and, an accountant to do so. Now, as you do one action, such as pay an invoice, this is all feeding that information directly into this dashboard. So you're getting that data real time and can make those decisions even faster. But I think the other thing that we're going to talk about today within the dashboard is how to really drive transparency and accountability within your business. So as helpful as these are for you as a business owner, you're seeing all these metrics that I know are so important to you. You can also drive change within your own operation and your business and give your managers, your employees, and even your stakeholders some accountability into what's going on, the different metrics, and how to drive change within them. So those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. Before I really get into the nitty gritty of, creating new dashboards and being effective within doing that, I wanted to just kind of give an overview and show a few navigational things about the KPI dashboard. So you're going to start to see all of these different metrics that are industry related being driven in here directly from your business reports. But right now we're at a 10,000 foot view, and really sometimes this is great. You're looking at something, you're looking at your trends over the last year, seeing, okay, it looks like my net profit, we did really well at the end of last year, and we had a dip at the beginning of the year. And sometimes a visual representation of this, such as this, is super helpful in that way. So you can really identify those trends or those differences and drive change and action. But sometimes maybe something seems just a little bit off, or sometimes you need to know where that comes from. And that's how we've paired directly with our business reports to drive this data, but also give you the ability to dig down into that information in a strategic way. So we'll take something like cost per occupied room right now. You're taking a look, seeing all of the different months over months of this. And maybe you want to understand some of those costs a little bit more. By selecting one of these items, you'll essentially go in and see the report that it's based off of. So you're going to be understanding where that data is coming from, and you have the ability to dive deeper into this and see those actual numbers in a more historical way and using those business reports that are effective for you. But as a business owner, sometimes it's important just to see the bird's eye view, and you can dedicate different managers and employees to make a difference with their data in this way. So that's a little bit of the overall how this KPI dashboard is driven, how it's effective, and also where that data coming from. But as a product manager and working on this awesome dashboard for our customers, there's a few ins and outs of creating, sharing, and editing that I really want to harp on that I think make this system very effective. And so that's when you're creating your dashboards here. It's really important to understand who you're creating these dashboards for and how to create them in a very intentional way. So here, it's often that an owner's dashboard is going to have things like net profit, gross operating profit per available room. You're trying to see all the data, but you're trying to see it at a high level. When you're talking about your general managers, a lot of times they need data as well to inform their day-to-day. But sometimes they don't need to see everything. So it's important to be effective when you're creating these dashboards. So to talk about that, you come here to the dashboard. I always suggest to name it similar to the person that you're going to be sharing it with. So if it's a general manager, you can share it there, name it general manager's dashboard, and start talking about some of the metrics that you really want them to drive home. So typically a general manager, they don't necessarily need to be seeing things like net profit and total revenue, but they need to be more involved with things in their day-to-day. So you could talk about ADR, occupancy percentage, and even cost per occupied room. It's important to have that persona in mind and really drive home what can I give them to make their day-to-day the most effective it can be. So I have one built here for a general manager. And what's great about these is within these dashboards, as you create different variants and different versions of them, you as the business owner also have the ability to be in these. So as a business owner, you can always toggle between your own dashboard, and maybe you just have access to that, to also a general manager's dashboard. If there's certain departments or employees you want to share them with, you can do that as well as we've even seen some of our customers share upwards to their stakeholders. But going from here, we're looking at a general manager's dashboard. You're seeing some of these metrics come in, and I think it's essential to understand how they are going to be using this. So you're sharing it with them. You're not sharing too many KPIs, and you're keeping it not very cluttered so that they can drive action in their day-to-day. But when you are sharing these dashboards, it's important to come in and you're able to add users here so that you can really drive home who's being able to see this and view these dashboards. So that gives you full control over who has access. And this is something that can ever change. So as your general managers grow, you hire new general managers, you have the ability to add them, as well as, if you want to change the different levels or accountability that you want to share, such as different employees, you can do that there in the share as well. Another one thing I wanted to really harp on here within the demonstration is the editing feature. So we really encourage you to keep these dashboards kind of ever changing. You can kind of evolve with what your business needs. Maybe your business owners or your general managers essentially have certain things that they're owning right now. You really want them to drill down into cost per occupied room. But as time goes on, maybe cost per occupied room gets a lot better. You can have them drive into more ADR or some other metrics. So here from the edit capability, that always gives you the ability to open up, add or remove different KPIs for them to use. But what's also something I wanted to note here is here at Docyt, we're moving extremely fast and we're working hand in hand with our business owners and our hotel chain owners. So with this in mind, we're constantly adding new metrics, new KPIs. So you'll see these here as well. This list is continuing to grow and we're growing very fast. So you can always come in here and add some of the new metrics that we're adding so that you can see it directly from here. So with all that being said, I really want to drive home as a business owner, when you're looking at this dashboard, there's really two main things that you get out of it. One is the real-time data. Before, you were going to Excel sheets or reports and sifting through data to really understand. But now you're able to see this all from a bird's eye view in real time, the second you're doing these actions. And second, it gives you the ability to take some things off your plate, to give your managers, your employees the accountability they need to be successful in their role. And I think that's very important, something we're seeing very often. So with that being said, we're going to launch a poll looking at all of these things that we're talking about today. I would really like to understand what's the use case or the user that you find this most applies to. So we have maybe yourself easily creating these financial insights to make faster decisions. Is it transparency more upwards with your investors or stakeholders? Maybe driving that accountability with your managers, or even just having a more data-driven culture across your business, sharing these data with your employees and making them understand, hey, these decisions that I'm making in my day-to-day are affecting the company in this way. So I'll wait for a few seconds. We'll keep the poll open and we'll have those answers coming in. Awesome. All right, we're going to close out the poll, take a look at the results. All right, it looks like getting these financial insights for you as the business owner is what makes it most effective. That's awesome to know. We're hearing that a lot from our customers as we're building this product and making it as effective as possible. So thanks for that feedback. That's really great for us as a product team to really know who we're building this for and how it's making a difference in these. So we'll hop back into the presentation. And I'm going to open it up for John to start asking some of the questions that you all are submitting so that we can make sure that you fully understand exactly how this product is so effective. One second, John. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oops, sorry about that.
No worries.
Cool. So we're going to open it up for some audience Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can put those in the chat. Let's see here. Okay, so we have our first question. What role does AI play within the KPI dashboard?
Awesome question. So like we talked about, Docyt is an accounting system that uses AI underneath everything to really bring all this data together. So as you're doing things like uploading your invoices and approving and paying, as well as receipts, or maybe your banking transactions, we're pulling all of that together and then using the AI underneath to make those actions quicker and quicker. So our AI will start to learn for your invoices to really make those categorizations and everything go so much quicker, as well as bank transactions. So it's that AI that's working underneath that's driving this dashboard and the data that you're seeing here on the day-to-day. So yeah, great question. It's really the AI underneath working with each module within our system.
Perfect. Okay, next question. How can I use these metrics to improve my employees' performance?
Good question. So I think it's essential that, like we were saying, that you really applying that transparency. So you're looking at your employees and what's important to them. Maybe you have managers, I know we've talked about, or certain employees that are maybe in the food and beverage department there at the hotel. You can give them access to just something like food and beverage profitability so that they really understand, like, oh, this month, we spent a little bit extra on cost of goods sold or something like that. And this drove that profitability down so that they can really understand my day-to-day actions are actually making a big difference within my job and within my company. So those are some of the things that we suggest. And then, as we talked about, as this continues to grow and we continue to add new metrics, you're going to see those things evolve and having more and more things for your employees to get involved.
Awesome. So we have our next question. What are all the metrics that are currently being offered?
Awesome question. Let me hop back into the product real quick and we can just go have a quick demonstration of that. So right now, you can come in, and when you're creating or editing, you have the ability to add all of these. So you're seeing things like, obviously, your general metrics such as net profit, expenses, revenue, but you're also seeing gross profit margin, and you can see that per available room, RevPAR, ADR, occupancy percentage, as well as the cost per occupied room and food and beverage. But this is just the start. Like I said, we're working with our hotel owners, getting their feedback and what problems they're facing on their day-to-day. So we're constantly driving that. So you're going to see this list continue to evolve, but this is what we're offering right now.
Excellent. Okay, next question. How can I use this dashboard to better inform my future decisions as a hotel owner?
Great question. So we'll hop back into the owner's dashboard just to talk about it a little bit. But I think what's so important about this is that you can see both the trends from the behind and make assumptions on kind of what's coming here in the future. So maybe, when you're looking at net profit, you can start to see those trends not only this year, but also last year. It seems like 2 years in a row around, March, April, that we really had a lull here in the business. So you can start to kind of drive decisions based off of that. Okay, in my early spring, some things are going on with the business. Maybe it's just the market. That's applying direct feedback here to my business. So how can I plan for that in my good months, such as July and August, and coming into late fall to really, bring that home when it gets back to that season. I think another thing I want to touch on is, like, we keep talking about evolving here within the product, but we are looking at both budgets and forecasting to be coming to this product as well, so that you can see trends along the way and have a little bit of an understanding of where that's going in the future and really driving home our new features. So great question, John.
Awesome. Okay, another question here. Do you provide an easy to use portfolio view of KPIs?
That's a great question. It's a fun one. So right now, everything's set up in a way that it's per business. So you navigate to the specific business here, and then you're able to see the dashboard here and the metrics there. But something that is coming is essentially a comparison view where you can view all of your businesses at once and really see how each one is applying to your portfolio, both their net profit, their revenue, their expenses. So this is something that's coming along the way. We're really excited and working with a lot of our hotels and stakeholders to understand how this applies to their business and how to be most effective. So one thing to just mention, if this is something that you're interested in, that portfolio view, please reach out to myself or John at the end, and we can help get you involved in that design and engineering process so that you can give us live feedback along the way. That's something that's so exciting here about Docyt. Since we're continuing to evolve and moving so quickly, we work so close with our clients and our customers and prospects to really bring a solution that is fitting for them.
Yes, and on that note, for whoever just reached out, we do have some like a video that we can send out to you to give you an idea of what's on the roadmap, what's on the way. It's already in development, so you can see the progress that we're making on it as of now. Awesome. Looks like that's all the questions for now. So I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. So a lot of you are probably asking at this point, how can I get access to these real-time dashboards, these real-time insights to empower my team to drive business for my hotel? If you're new to Docyt, you can go ahead and scan this QR code that's on the screen. You can also click the Contact Us button, whichever is easier. There's also a phone number there, that 877 number, as well as the contact@docyt.com email. You can reach out through any of those different channels and get a demo scheduled, and we'd be happy to meet with you and give you some more information. If you're a current customer, you're going to fall into one of two buckets. So if you're currently on the advanced plan, you can feel free. This is already included with your package, with your suite. So you can feel free to reach out to your account manager about just getting it set up. If you're on any other plans other than advanced and you want to get these kind of insights into Docyt on your instance, then you can go ahead and reach out to your sales rep who you signed up with. You can also reach out through your account manager as well about getting your subscription upgraded so that you have access to all of this reporting. Awesome. So that about wraps it up. I just want to thank everyone for joining. Also want to thank Jack for that awesome walkthrough. So really was a pleasure to have everybody here on the webinar. Feel free to reach out if you want to learn more, and we'll be happy to connect with you. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, everyone.